All right.
With this one. Now,
I can't take you
y'all
serious.
don't put me out the group.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Not at all.
Hello and welcome to For the Culture. It's your girl, MzMuah.
I'm AWB.
And I'm the Diva.
And we are here every Monday night at 7 p.m. to talk about things that matter to us and our culture. So tonight, we were going to talk about one thing.
Yeah.
But we decided to
Switch
do
it up.
something a little different. So we hope that you're here and willing and ready to go on this journey with us tonight, because it will be one. For the Culture is definitely about our culture, everything
Yes.
that's important to us, things we're talking about, things we need to know, things we need to be educated on, stuff we talk about in our private rooms, kitchens,
Yes.
barbershops, beauty shops, churches, and so on. That's what we're all about. Make sure you're following us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Newbie Radio. I think I got everybody tonight.
I think so.
And
Our
tonight's show is sponsored by Gems
Yes.
And Legacy Collection.
and yes,
All right,
that's gonna be
all
so
right.
here very, very soon. How y'all doing tonight?
Whew, all I can say is, whew, that's all I got.
I'm awesome. It's Monday.
It's my favorite day of the week, so I'm hyped. So tonight, if you're wondering, we are talking about the Oscars
Yes.
and the incident that happened last night between Will Smith and Chris Rock. And I'm sure we have very different perspectives, and I can't wait to hear them all. So make sure that you are liking, sharing, following, and subscribing on YouTube.
And make some comments, y'all, because we're curious as
Woo!
to what
Yes.
you would say.
we want to know what you're thinking, okay? Because, yeah, I think this is going to go. So did you guys see it? Did you see clips of it? What happened?
I saw it. I was laying there in my bed. I was really comfortable, and you know how you see something and then you think, wait, what was that? And so I had to rewind it.
Yeah.
Because I thought,
You thought you was
what?
tripping?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I had actually watched it on a replay kind of thing this morning.
Mm.
And when I first saw it, my initial reaction was like, oh, they're just, it's a
Yeah.
skit. You know
Yeah.
how people do the skits. And
Yeah.
both of them have been involved in comedy.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, seeing Chris's reaction and Will's reaction,
Uh-huh.
and then hearing Will's speech when he actually got his Oscar,
Uh-huh.
I knew it was real. I was
Yeah.
like, wow.
Oh, yeah. That was the thing.
Mhm.
I didn't watch it in particular, but you guys know that I follow everything that's anything that has information, blogs, sports, news, all of that. So I'm on my phone. I should have been asleep, but I was up. Maybe for this. God wanted to show me this thing, I promise. But stuff just started flashing on my phone.
Yes.
And at first I was like, what?
What
And
is happening?
what's crazy is when I first saw it, I knew it was real.
Mm.
There was no doubt in my
I
mind.
had no doubt.
There was no doubt, just because of who Will is, and we'll get into that. The headline, all of that. I said, oh, well, tonight was the night, evidently. So here we are. We're going to talk about our perspectives of the Oscars last night and this incident. And before we do that, I want to give a major kudos to a few fellas that we don't know, but we know of. That is Denzel Washington.
Yes.
That is Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Those are the people that pulled Will to the side and had a conversation with him and talked him through some things. And then Diddy. Diddy
Yes.
later said,
Yes.
we're going to continue this thing in love. We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah.
And so all three of them, to me, showed major strength in this moment and helping him get through that. So I want to hear y'all twos and views. I want to know what you think about what happened. Come on, AWB, because I just feel like you about to just say whatever. So come on.
You know I'm about to say whatever
Okay.
because that's what I do.
Yeah.
First thing that I want to say, though,
Okay.
is shout out to Will Packard.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
It was an all-black production crew.
Okay.
First
Yes.
time ever.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay? It was the stage, the setup, everything was awesome.
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to see the Oscars, because I wanted to see what we were going to do.
Yeah.
And then I saw what we do.
Oh. We also got to give a shout out to the Oscars for allowing Beyonce, of course, to perform, because that was the theme of the movie. She had that big,
Yes,
song that was
yes,
in the movie.
mhm.
And then her artist, Rock Nation's artist, perform, which is Megan Thee Stallion. So I love the fact that we got it at Oscars, you coming too. I really like that as well. So yeah,
I love the color she was in.
Yeah,
what color was
that
that?
was like green.
It was
like a lime,
yes.
kind
They
of
look-
neon.
It was
looked
tennis
so
ball. It was a
pretty.
tennis ball.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. They were beautiful.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Oh, and shout out to Deanna Dixon. She was on one of our other shows, Queen, years ago. She did a remix of the beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
Okay.
She was behind Beyonce singing in her green. So
Awesome.
yeah, we are doing big
Come
things.
on, locals.
That was beautiful. There was
Yeah.
there was a couple of standout moments for me.
Yeah.
50th anniversary of The Godfather.
Mhm.
So there was Robert De Niro
Oh, I missed him.
and,
That's my
and Al
boy.
Pacino.
Oh, they missed my
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
I can't believe I missed
That was,
that.
I mean, that was just, they didn't have nothing to
Uh-oh.
say.
But they was there.
They were there for the,
Yeah.
that was, to me, that was real smooth. I
Yeah.
really loved that.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
All right. Let's
Okay.
get it going.
I've been called a clown. I've been called not loyal. Just in the last, since the Oscars last night.
Oh,
I've
wow.
been watching the news. I watched the news all night long. I watched India news, Australian news, England news. I was all over the place. Okay.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that comedy is to make light of situations.
Right.
We laugh at everything. They make fun of everything. Fat people. Ain't nobody jumping up and jumping around. Light-skinned folks, dark-skinned folks, chicken and watermelon and black people. Okay? All of that is a joke. They joked about 911. Okay? Everything is a joke. Okay? Comedians make jokes. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. Okay? What is happening now is everybody is super sensitive. Okay? You cannot say anything about, you better not talk about this group, you better not, because you're done. Okay? And everybody knows what group I'm talking about. Okay? Now you can talk about women, you can talk about men, you can talk about women who want to be men and men who want to be women. You can talk about donkeys and elephants. You can talk about everything you want to. And people, all of us make jokes about stuff. But don't you dare make a joke about me. Don't you dare. Now that's that part. That's comedy. I heard this a lot. He was protecting his queen. He laughed at the joke just like everybody else. So somebody said, well, maybe he didn't get it at first because it was just a lot of jokes going on. Okay? Whether he got it or whether he didn't get it, it was a joke. Now, I'm not, you know how you have your favorite comedians, Bernie Mac, Richard Pryor. I'm kind of Dave Chappelle. I'm kind of all over the place with my comedians. I don't really follow Chris Rock, but I know he's a comedian. He can be funny, he can be square, he can be corny. If he was out of line in what he said about Jada, it wasn't aggressive and it wasn't mean-spirited. And by the way, there's writers that write these jokes. He's reading a teleprompter. Okay?
Ding, 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 ding.
Now here's the deal. Here's the deal. If Chris Rock was wrong, he need to apologize. Okay? If she was really hurt and really offended, just apologize.
He did.
Okay? And that's awesome.
Oh, he did.
He
Good.
did.
Okay?
He came out in an article and he did apologize.
Because here's the thing. Some people are really sensitive about some things. If I was losing all of my hair, if I had some kind of something, I might be super sensitive too. They joke about cancer. They joke about diabetes. They joke about everything. Okay? Now wait. So he's protecting his queen. Everybody say, well, he's just been through so much and he's going through so much and he was just pushed to the edge and that was, let me tell you something. We're all pushed to the edge every day. You don't go up and lay your hands on nobody. Not as adults. That's not what we do. We have an intelligent conversation. We say, look, bro, I didn't like that. You pulled to the side. You talked about Denzel. You talked about Tyler. They surrounded him. They gathered him. They adjusted his crown, because that's what we're supposed to do for one another. Okay? So you mad at me about what I said, and you just gonna come up and smack me? Now wait. What if he decided to smack back? So we gonna turn the Oscars now into the Sorts Awards? I'm just asking a question. Okay, that's my take. I'm done.
Okay, I was about to see if you was gonna keep going, because you know you can be all poetic and go on for 30 minutes. Okay, Diva, come on, crack in this story.
Okay,
And
so I'm gonna come from the other side of it.
You always say
You know I always do.
Yes. She ain't
So-
never gonna agree with me.
This is what I'll say. There's several different facets to this.
Okay.
Will could have very well gone backstage after this was over and had a conversation with Chris. Yes. Jada could have grabbed her husband when he was getting up and stopped him. Yes. I applaud again the people that were there to step in and say, hey, you know what? You're human. It's okay. You're going through. We could have handled this a different way, but right now, let's go ahead and go forward. Denzel and Tyler. Now, what I will say also is this. Being that I have been in positions where, as a woman, I felt like I had to be protected. I understand. At the same time, being a woman, I don't want harm to come to the man in my life. So, because people are so quick to just shoot off into violence, I will do everything in my power to prevent that person from stepping to somebody else. We don't know what a person is going through. We don't know if they're wound.
Maybe they're on the edge.
Maybe they're on the edge. I think it speaks a lot to what Will has been going through since this entanglement thing. I think it also speaks to the fact that, again, we put superstars on pedestals. They are still men and women at the end of the day.
That's right.
Then I will also say one last thing before, you come in, because I
She's
know
dying.
she's ready. She's ready.
dying over here.
And I get it. It's definitely a situation where you can understand both sides and all aspects of it. Have I been talked about? Yes. Am I one of those people that actually care about people saying things about me, especially if it's a comedian? Not really. But that's me. In her situation, I can definitely understand. And again, like you said, he laughed. Probably because of the fact that he understands humor. But his attitude did change when he seen that his wife was affected, which is what it should have done. It should have changed. But there was a different way to handle it.
And then there was me. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I stayed at the end because I need y'all to understand. People are tired. They're tired. If you think about Will Smith has been the brunt of the joke since the beginning of time. He is the fair-skinned man in the industry that is the most paid, that is one of the most successful. He can't rap, they say. He's corny, they say. Everything he does, we scrutinize this man because he's not a thug. That has just been his life. That's been his career. Okay? So imagine how that feels. Because we always talk about the dark-skinned people of our community and what they've experienced all the way to the back of time. But what about the fair-skinned ones of us that are teased because we're not black enough? Because we're not real enough? Because we're not ghetto enough? We're tired. I feel like Will Smith is tired. So that's just his life, right? Then you got the entanglement situation. Their marriage is their marriage. And in the Bible, it says something about the wedding, the marriage being undefiled. That's their marriage. However they handle it is on them. It's not for nobody else to speak on it. But every time they get on the red carpet, every time they get in an interview, someone has something to say about it. He's tired. So you're going to brunt me because I ain't real enough. I ain't thuggish enough. You're going to talk about my marriage, which you know nothing about, because we could have been hanging out and having fun together. You don't know what we doing over here, right? But now my wife is sick. And Jada in her prime, she's still fine, but she was fine. And she had beautiful hair. So imagine losing it because now you're sick or now you got a problem, right? So she's bald and so is her daughter. So imagine what those conversations are like, knowing that you used to look this way or you used to have this, but now you got this struggle, okay? So we got his career, how people always got something to say because he ain't 50 Cent. Because he ain't Idris Elba. Because he's not a dark-skinned brother. He's always the brunt of the joke. So was his marriage. Now so is his wife. Every time he done brought out a book, they got to talk about the entanglement.
I haven't read the book. Is that in the book?
No. Everything he does, they try to overshadow it with this mess. And guess what? He's the go-along to get along guy. He's the nice guy. All these years, he's just been laughing along. He's tired.
Yes.
And so what I saw last night, see, people want you to be calm forever, so they just keep going. And they just keep picking. And they just keep going. And then one day, you lose it. And they're like, ooh, what happened? Wait a minute. When do we stop? When do we know when to leave folk alone? And why are we pushing people to their limit? Why won't we let them be who they are? I feel like Chris Rock had an opportunity to do a lot of things, but anytime the Smiths are in the building, people attack them. Why? Because Will has allowed it until last night.
Yes.
And moving forward, I bet you it won't happen again. Because he's tired. And so maybe, I understand what you're saying, Mom. He could have handled it different. It's the odds. But you know what? When you get in that place where you like, I'm tired.
Listen,
And then it's my wife, too. That part of it. Listen, the entanglement stuff that happened with their kids. Okay, fine. These are their individual decisions. Her illness is something totally different. So it could be a different type of sensitivity. And to me, comedians should not say everything. I don't think that they should.
I agree with that
so
too.
he caught him at the right time. And he showed him what it was. So Team Will all the way. Because I understand what it's like to be tired. And you're going to do one or two things. You're either going to leave the premises, but he had an Oscar to get, or you might smack somebody. Now, don't act like
I ain't smacked somebody.
you ain't smacked nobody, or you ain't never been tired like that.
Listen. I have smacked somebody and I've been tired. So I 100% get that, okay? And like you said, we put superstars up on pedestals, okay? When you are living in the public light, you can either care or not care. You know, Charles Barkley, he said, I am not a role model and I don't care. You know, that was his whole thing, okay?
Yeah.
I get it, okay? But what I'm saying is this right here. What Will did last night was an assault, okay? That was an assault.
Now,
you can get upset, you can get angry, but there's a way that you handle situations.
Did you guys find out that there will not be a police report?
There will not be, yeah.
And I said,
Chris,
woo, thank God.
Chris Rock decided he wasn't going to file charges, okay? Because he could have filed charges because that was an assault, okay?
Yes.
You can get mad, you can get upset, you can get angry and all of that. The Bible says, be angry and sin not, okay? Listen, I'm just saying, Chris Rock, he said a joke, it was corny, it wasn't funny, she didn't take it well, everybody laughed, and Will spent the room. He changed the atmosphere in the entire room. There was a way to handle that, okay? There has been situations where we all want to jump up and do something to somebody.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's true.
But you can't as an adult. I don't care if you're a superstar. I don't care if you're a millionaire, because people were saying, well, they're millionaires and they got millionaire problems. It ain't your business. Well, listen, if you don't want it to be my business, it should not be everywhere.
Yeah.
It should not be everywhere.
Yeah.
And we ran that thing from the time it happened, and it's still going in all news cycles,
Yeah.
because it was wild. And I feel bad. They're talking about feeling bad for Will, and he got up there the acceptance speech, and he's crying, and he's talking about love, and he's talking about, you just smacked a man. Hold on. I feel bad for the Will Packards, okay?
Yes.
Because this man worked hard on that.
Yeah.
It was, although he was behind the scenes, it was his moment to shine.
Right. So you feel bad for everybody else that was involved and affected.
I feel bad for, what's her name, Lupita?
Oh, that was
who was sitting behind him.
Yeah.
And that poor baby didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to do.
Yes,
should I run? Should I move?
Yeah. I seen a meme that said, this is why Beyonce don't go nowhere. We don't know how to act. I was cracking up.
And then Maria Shriver said, how do we go from smacking a person, then winning an Oscar and getting a standing ovation? So it's like we and then everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody. Let me do that again. We're split down the middle.
So,
we're split down the middle.
In other words, what you're saying is that
it affected everybody.
I've seen some comments. I've seen comments from educators. I've seen comments from professional people. I've seen comments from your comment person, per se.
Yeah.
And I have refrained from commenting on social media for the fact that I knew we were going to be here.
Yeah.
And we were going to have this conversation.
And I ain't gonna argue with you, bro.
Exactly.
Listen.
Period.
It's everyone's
now that cat that called me a clown. We almost
but you want to smack him?
Oh no, I did not want to smack him. But you know what? I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna argue with you on Facebook because I am not a Facebook gangster.
Right.
I am not.
Right.
So you can say all your big words behind the keyboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be calling my mom no clown.
You don't know me for real. Okay.
But see, this is the thing. This is what I don't understand about you and your contradicting self when it comes to this. You know, of all people, there have been times.
I love it.
Where you done had to lay it out and let it be known.
Let me tell you something. There's a difference. Listen, when I was a child, I did things as a child.
I remember you as an adult. You said, wait a minute, she acting brand new for you. This is my whole entire mother right now. So here we are.
She said, wait, what?
I remember you as an adult doing and saying.
Listen, but I ain't never walked up to nobody and smacked them because of something they said. I just feel like
you feel like it was too harsh.
I feel like he could have. There's a way that you do things. Mm-hmm. And he is Will Smith, the rapper, the actor, the producer, the director. But you don't think
that he's tired of being everybody's joke?
Hey, let me ask you a question. How many black folks ain't tired?
I agree. But in the industry, they're not doing Denzel like that. They're not doing Morris Chestnut like that. They're not doing 50. It's certain ones. They're not doing that.
It's certain ones, you're right. It's certain ones. They've got a certain reputation. Right. I get it. So you're saying, okay. So see, this is what I'm feeling. They were talking, some folks are talking about the entanglement. And then they're saying, well, it's not our business what they do. What y'all talking about?
Right.
Okay? And then, and people are talking about this, and then they throw the entanglement in and says he's tired because he went through this, and Jada put him through that.
I just think they've been playing him soft too long, and he's tired of it.
You listen, you don't have to be soft. You don't have to, but you don't have to smack nobody.
You saying don't smack him, though.
Don't smack. You have a whole conversation.
I think in anyone's family situation, familial situation, the common person, and I say common person loosely.
Okay.
I can speak for me. Let me start there. I'll go there. For me, there's just certain things that are just off limits. Mm-hmm. You don't talk about my mom, my dad, my kids, the man in my life. You can say what you want about me, because my thought now being an adult is, hey, they talk about Jesus. Look what he did. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me. And even talking is fine. But when actions become involved, then it becomes a different ballgame. Because as a mother, if you put your hands on my child,
we going.
Blackout mode comes.
But didn't nobody put their hands on Jada?
That's what you're saying.
Okay. Didn't nobody put their hands on her? The whole thing is he made a corny joke. She wasn't in G.I. Jane 1, okay? He made a corny joke about G.I. Jane 2 because of the buzz cut.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if he was thinking, he wasn't thinking on the alopecia. He wasn't thinking on that. He was reading the prompter. Okay? And I don't know how many people have been to a comedy show. Okay? But here's the deal. I feel like I'm yelling. I apologize.
You are.
Okay?
You are.
When you go to a comedy show, okay,
Uh-huh.
and you have the nerve and audacity to sit up front,
You're targeted for
where a comedian can see you, they always pick on the people up front. Always. Okay?
But this is an award show, and
But
they're A-listers. So the A-listers.
Here's the deal. But the A-listers are, people keep saying they're just people, right? And comedy is just comedy. Yeah, it's all not funny, and all comedy don't belong to all people.
Yeah.
Okay? But the whole thing is, he said a simple, corny joke.
If you're just tuning
Okay.
in, this is For the Culture, and we are yelling about last night's Oscars. We are talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock and what went down, and we have very different views. Thank you so much for
Now
tuning
listen, if he called out Jada's name and said something nasty, something real ugly, okay. If he went up there and pushed her, if he went up there, come on now.
So
I understand.
Let me ask you
Defend her. If you defend her, because that's
Exactly.
your wife. But
Exactly.
you don't put your hands on nobody.
Okay, so let's.
That's assault.
Let me
Okay,
ask
you
this
calm
question.
down.
Let
We
me
need a
ask this
fan. Fan! Okay.
This is a question I'll ask you both. I'll ask you both this question.
Okay.
So
Defend me, baby. Whoever this future baby,
Knowing
defend me.
that-
Okay, go ahead.
that Chris Rock has now come back and has given an apology.
Yes.
Do we look at the situation different? Do we know that he knew he was out of line for what he said?
Now listen, to me, an apology is given when you acknowledge what's going on,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
taking responsibility
Yeah.
for your part in it.
Yes.
So to me, if he didn't feel like what he said was inappropriate or anything like that, I don't think he would have necessarily apologized, because this person did smack the mess out of him.
Okay, the whole deal with that is, I feel like this. If I said something to offend you, okay, maybe I didn't know it was going to offend you when I came up with it. But then now I understand where we are.
Yeah.
You are offended. You are hurt. I wounded you. So it is my job to come back and fix it. That's my job. I got to.
Okay.
Okay? So the thing is, I don't know if he knew of her alopecia. I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know he came back and he said, I'm sorry, and then he came back and did not press charges, where he had every right to do so.
People smack people every day, B.
People-
And that's the time. I mean, that's what they do,
People
and that's
smack
real life.
every- But let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question.
Will is tired of y'all. Stop.
Say if Jason Momoa was up there
Right?
and he said it.
He was supposed to be my baby daddy. He didn't know it.
Who's
He
Jason
was
Momoa?
Hayes' husband.
Oh,
Let's say
Aquaman. You should have said Aquaman.
No, okay.
You know I love the superhero.
Look, I digress.
Okay.
But say if this big old dude,
Okay.
because Chris Rock is a little dude.
Oh, you taking that angle?
Say if this big old dude was up there and he was doing this. and
But
he
that
made
big old
that
dude would have
comment.
been up there doing that corny stuff.
But wait a minute. Say
not
if
big man
say,
energy.
say if it was okay.
It's not big man.
I
energy.
still say Will probably would have had the same reaction because again,
He's
he was
tired.
going off of
I
a number of different things.
Well, we don't-
Again, him being tired, he was going off of his wife's reaction. I'm going to come back to he was still going off of his wife's reaction.
And then you gotta think, the whole entanglement thing, really, yeah, they talked about their marriage, blah, 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 but everyone is really attacking Jada. Because Jada is the one that supposedly had the thing with Alcina and all of that. He's tired of people speaking on her name. Like, I can't even knock him for that.
Listen, I understand that, and I understand that they're superstars. That's what you said. There are a lot of folks out there. A lot of actors, superstars. We don't know their business. It ain't in
Exactly.
these streets.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, that was Alcina talking. That's how we know.
It was Alcina.
He got mad.
It was. But here's the deal. They could have shut that down by not saying nothing at all.
You think?
I do think. You don't have to respond to everything.
I don't think
You-
that
I don't
that
think-
particular situation, and I get what you're saying.
Because
That's-
for a while
I do
they
get what you're
were
saying.
silent, and
Yeah,
then they
but I don't think
addressed
they could
it on
have.
her
But you know
show.
what? And then, okay, so they addressed it on the red table. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And Will sat there broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sat there broken. So that people are clowning him because they're saying, "Why didn't you say something? Why didn't you do something? Why didn't you jump up on this
And
man?
the thing
Why
is,
didn't you?"
though, I
Well,
mean,
I've
people
seen
are
it as a
negating the
kid,
fact.
though.
The
I've
people are
seen it as a
negating the fact also that Will even said on the Red Table Talk that they were separated for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, people are negating that fact and not giving.
I
I
just
think
feel like-
everybody and everything, you put that teapot on the oven and you let it sit there for too
You're
long
right.
and it's gonna sing at a point.
Yeah.
I think people just have that moment where they like, today you got the right one, baby. Ain't that what they used to say on the
That's-
I've
commercial?
had those moments.
And that's just
I
what
think we've all had those moments. God's honest truth.
Yeah.
We've all had those moments we want to pop off.
Yeah.
But as an adult, as someone who then got up there and talked about love and embracing and
But that's all he's about, though.
Exactly.
So
and
if
he also talked about protection.
Yes.
Because that was his thing. In
Yeah.
his speech, he talked about
He did.
protection.
He
He
did.
did.
He
You know,
did.
and
But
I think he
here's
truly felt like he was
this
protecting
one's
his
making
wife.
her
I
mad.
mean,
know,
this
I know,
one,
I
this
get
one
it.
has
I
got
get it.
me.
Yeah.
I
It's
get it.
got me because
I get it.
you know the
Is it
women,
the violence?
women. It's us. It's us. I just wish we
Handle things differently.
handled some
Now,
things
let me
differently.
because and I can understand what you're saying because that could feed into the angry black man
Oh,
syndrome.
yeah,
that
that
could
part.
feed into, but you know, look at it this way. What if it was Jada that went up there and smacked Chris?
Oh,
Would
she
the
would be
reaction
so
be the
out of
same?
line. Ooh, she would be
Would the
so
reaction
out of
be
line.
the same?
Because you know we can't do nothing.
Here's the deal with that. Here's the deal. And this is what I said to somebody else. Jada has made fun of her own situation.
Right.
You know, she has.
Right.
Jada has made fun of other people. You know, my thing is, we all in here kiki ha ha until it's your turn.
Mm.
And now
So
it's wrong.
so you don't,
And
you
then- and
haven't
then-
seen the red carpets or the shows that
I
they're
have.
on where they're always the
I
brunt of
have.
the joke.
I have seen it, but they're not the only ones that are the brunt of the joke. They're in the entertainment field. It's not right what they have to go through, but
Yeah.
they're living out loud. Okay,
Yeah.
Here is my heartbreak, and I don't care what nobody says.
Get your final moment. Now, come on, AWB.
Will Packard, ain't nobody said his name. They ain't talking about him.
And tell us again who Will
he-
Packard
He
is, so we
should,
know.
he should have been getting some roses and some kudos and all of that because the set was awesome.
Yeah,
He set it up wonderfly.
yeah.
You know,
so you think it
it
overshadowed?
overshadowed everything.
Okay,
And that's
They're-
what people are saying.
They're not
They're saying
talking
it's
about. They're
overshadowed.
not talking about the winners. You know.
And this was Will's first Oscar, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
because they boycotted the Lord. They have boycotted the Oscars for so long because Will wasn't getting nominated for anything. So she ain't going, and she calling people, telling them not to go. Jada, I don't know her, okay? But I do know when pots are being stirred, she's in the vicinity.
Oh no!
I'm just saying.
No.
Well,
I can't.
listen, just do some research.
Okay.
You know, I like to do research.
I see.
I like to do research. There were the woman who was
He's on fire tonight.
I know, right?
listen, the woman who was the first black woman who was what do you call it, drafted in the 13th pick to the NBA. No, not the WNBA,
Oh,
the
well, she actually
NBA.
Uh-huh.
She was drafted to the NBA in 1970s, I want to say, early 80s, something like that. But she was drafted. They won an Oscar for that. Shaquille and
Okay.
I forget. It
Okay.
went away. But they won an Oscar. She was the first black woman drafted to the NBA. Now she didn't get to play because she was with child. She was pregnant. But stuff like that is fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not talking about nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, Australia, England, India. I'm watching news from everywhere. That's what they're
Well,
about.
And we talked about this on
Yeah.
other shows as well. Anything that's considered a negative light is definitely going to overshadow in the media
Yeah.
the good things that happen.
Absolutely.
You know, because again, overall, the Oscars were a success.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
again, the person that put on the production of the Oscars
Will
Yeah.
Packard.
definitely, you know, say his name, but say his name, it's okay. You know, but you know, definitely, you know, that deserves kudos or you know, recognition. There were several actors and actresses that received Oscars. Again, going back to the history of Oscars, African American people
Don't normally.
do not usually get an Oscar.
Yeah.
You know, we may get other awards,
Yeah.
especially awards that we award in our culture.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna
But
put
as far
BET.
as the mainstream Oscars, you know, and what a lot of people don't understand is that, you know, the Oscars bring big money.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
that's
Absolutely.
big recognition.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know that I'm mistaken to say that I think they maybe even receive more money or more negotiating power because they do win Oscars.
Yeah.
You know, so
But
is this,
This was the lowest ranking Oscar in years.
and I wonder why. Again,
Well,
black
because
producer.
it's a dying. No, I don't even think it was because of him. The Oscars have just been rating low lately. You know, in the last few years.
I think that has a lot to do with the boycotting, though. The
Yeah.
boycotting
Yes,
of the
yes,
Oscars.
yes,
And, you know, a lot of the
absolutely,
supporters
absolutely. And-
boycotting it.
And some people were a part of the boycotts, leading the boycotts.
You know what? I'm gonna
For
say
years.
this for everyone that is listening. Don't speak on this man's wife no more. He's
Please.
done playing with y'all. He's done with your jokes. He's been a part of y'all joke forever and ever and ever. Amen. But all about her, he's not going for it no more. When this happened, you know, different stars was posting their thing. 50 said, he posted it, he said, "Stop effing playing with me." And I just busted out laughing because I'm like, that's just the energy. And so, yes, he could have did it behind the scenes. He could have did, but I think with him doing it this way, was it politically correct? Absolutely not. But people are going to stop.
He's making a
They're
statement.
going to pause, and they
Well,
are going to
comedians-
stop being the brunt of that.
Comedians are gonna have to. First of all, comedians can't be comedians anymore. Okay.
But how
because-
far should they really go,
Listen,
though?
listen. They have gone to the edge of the cliff forever. I mean, that's their job. That's what they do.
Hate
okay?
it.
But you do have to know how to read the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agree.
Because you can't say the N word in a room with our fairer brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful about what you're saying
Yeah.
to whom you're saying it, okay? But the thing is, a comedian's job is to make light of situations. That's what they've done forever.
Let's be mindful of what we do. Let's be mindful of our influence. And let's be mindful, anytime we do something negative, they're going to talk about it forever.
That's true story.
Something positive,
True story.
we're going to live in that moment. We're going to let that moment die.
Yeah.
Anything negative, baby,
Listen.
you about to get read to filth, and we're going to be talking about it for a long time.
20 years from now, rather, this is going to
Oh,
be.
Oh
thing.
yeah, oh yeah.
thing.
They're still going to be showing these clips.
Yeah.
They were showing the uncensored clips last night, so you got to hear it all.
Yeah.
You got to hear it and see
Yes,
it all.
baby.
And it was not pretty.
Mr. Smith,
It was not pretty.
I see you, boy. I see
Mr. Smith, I see you.
you. Listen.
I see you too,
I'm-
Miss Smith.
I'm a Will Smith fan. I always have been. I loved him from the show, and I love what the show, the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, what it represents in our culture. Because Uncle Phil was like a dad to us all. Aunt Viv, especially that first one.
Yeah.
Woo!
I
She was bad.
I loved Will Smith just because of his character, the way he carried himself, the way he honored his family, even though, and all of our families are different.
Right.
They're all different.
Right.
You know, I can't set in judgment of nobody's family. I can't set in judgment of none of that.
Yeah.
But what he did was hurt a lot of people.
So, are you done with him? Because it sounds like you've given up on him.
I just feel like I'm so proud of Denzel and Tyler Perry. I'm so
And
proud
Diddy.
of it. And Diddy.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them because they pulled the brother to the side.
I am my brother's keeper.
Yeah.
You know, I am my sister's keeper.
I am,
Yeah.
and they just loved on him for a minute.
Yeah.
They just adjusted his crown.
Yeah, that's what they did.
But
for
then
sure.
my heart was still sunk because who surrounded Chris Rock? I mean, we don't know because he was behind the scenes.
Okay, he was backstage.
He was backstage, so we
And
don't
I'm sure
know.
someone did.
But he stood there. He stood there. Even he was trying to get his words.
Yeah.
He was trying. He was lost.
Yeah.
He was shook.
Woo.
Okay.
He didn't expect nobody did.
No, I
Because
mean,
that ain't even Will to do that.
Because he thought, I don't know what he thought, but he thought it was going to be funny, whatever it was.
Between them.
Because that's how he was receiving it.
Yeah, when he was walking up.
So everybody was just caught off guard and thrown off the rail. And the room, I feel bad for those people.
You know what? It's a tense time.
It's
we
a
all
tense
have been
time.
locked in the house for years. We've been dealing with trying to live or die like we're living on a movie.
Yeah.
We all have had to have these masks and feel like Darth Vader everywhere we go. I mean, this is a tense time. Emotion is high. During this time, we dealt with racism. We dealt with all kind of things. People lost their jobs. People died.
Yeah.
We have been dealing with there is so much tension and pressure and anxiety throughout our culture, our community, and the world. And we just have to be mindful of what is going on with people and what they can and can't take. And let's not push each other to our limits, and let's know our limits. Exactly. And that's for both of them. Let's not push each other, Chris. Let's know our limit, Will. We all are like tense right now. We all are just ready to pop.
Yeah.
We're ready to pop. And we got to know when to hold it in. So I think this story was great. I'm so happy we decided to switch up for the culture and talk all about this. And I love our contrast of opinions because it's so different.
It is. It's very different. But you know, that's what makes our culture so unique.
And listen, y'all. You believe one way, I believe one way. Guess what? We had a really, really good conversation. Ain't nobody slapped nobody.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody called nobody out their name.
I was worried about you for a second though.
Listen, I just feel like we are so much better.
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
And when we get on the world stage, we have a duty.
Yeah.
We have a duty because they already think that we are a whole joke. They already think that we are animals.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
We got a duty, y'all.
All right.
Somebody's watching us.
All right.
And in this case, everybody was. And those who were not watching the Oscars, they saw it on all the reels later. The entire world.
It's everywhere.
So then the next question becomes, how do we stop the spin being negative? How do we stop the negative connotations of these kind of events? Or these kind of things happen. Can we stop the negative conversation?
What she just said, we got to know our limits.
Yeah.
And we got to be able to control ourselves. Yeah. And one thing that I say always and in all ways, every action does not deserve or require a reaction.
But you know what? Sometimes when you try to remove yourself from situations like this, people read it the wrong way. Yeah. My thing is I get up and I go.
Yeah.
And because of that, they're like, oh, you're running. Oh, no, I'm trying to say me and you.
Yeah.
Because what's coming next is not cute, and I know that. So I don't want to be in the type of environments where I'm going to feel like I could smack somebody.
Well, the whole deal is you know your limit and you walk away.
Yeah.
I would rather walk away than get up and lose myself, okay? Because that's what Will did last night. He lost himself. He came up out of himself.
Yeah.
Because he just human. That's what everybody keep telling me. He just human.
Like
I thought he was iRobot for real.
Yeah.
I watched that too.
Yes, come on, Shorty.
Girl.
Listen, I just feel like, you know, and I was listening to all the females, you know, down my timeline. Oh, I need a man just like that. Get up and punch somebody for me.
Listen.
Honey.
You was judging us.
Listen, I just feel like we are just human. But
everybody that knows me knows my TV husband is Tommy. Tommy, anytime you want to smack anybody, listen, I need you to handle that. Handle that. People get smacked every day, baby.
I understand. I understand that people. I understand that people can lose themselves and can come up out of themselves. Yeah. Listen, it took me a long time to get to this.
I'm so surprised tonight.
Anyway,
I'm so surprised.
Well, you know, and honestly, I can speak from.
You remember Cleo said it all?
Cleo.
Okay. Yeah. I was more stony. You know.
This
one here.
Cleo.
Okay. Yeah. So I was like, what?
y'all don't know what we're talking about, watch Set It Off. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Period. Okay.
But
That's
you
not
know,
a true
I can
story.
honestly say in my
got
life
receipts.
experiences and in my adult life,
Yeah.
I have done things I'm not proud of.
Yeah.
And have had to come out of my character
Yeah.
on people. But, you know, again, in situations where maybe I have walked away,
Yeah.
but the person maybe pursued me.
Yeah.
At that point, to me, all gloves are off. Because guess what? I have tried to remove myself from the situation.
Yeah.
You pursued me.
Yeah.
Now you get what you
Now
get.
you get what you get.
Yeah.
Am I proud of those moments? No. Because again, that's something that's truly out of my character. I'm not violent by nature.
Yeah.
I'm not just looking for someone to smack.
Oh.
You know.
Okay. Can I tell you about
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So I think the reason I'm Team Will is because I find myself in this situation being very much like him. I'm a person that has taken a lot of jokes, a lot of fun, a lot of hee-hee, ha-has when I was uncomfortable, when I didn't like it.
Agreed.
And so then one day, my head kind of spins around and I take the roof off the building.
There you go.
And then at that point, people are like,
Where did that come from?
but you just kept on messing with me. And you kept on, and you kept on, and you kept on, and now you finna get this work. And that's how it feels. So when I saw myself in it, I looked at my phone and I said, ooh.
Listen, and I get it.
Yeah.
And y'all got to stand on what you're standing on.
Yeah.
I get it, and I got to stand on what I'm standing on.
Exactly.
Okay.
I just feel like we better, and we can do better. And congratulations, Will Packard, because you did an outstanding job.
And congratulations, Will Smith, on your Oscar, and everybody else that was there looking fabulous.
And everybody
Oh
else.
my gosh,
and
the
everybody
gowns
else
were
that won
gorgeous.
an Oscar.
Yes!
The Divas definitely gonna notice the gowns, I'm just saying, you know.
Listen, did y'all
Listen.
sing? Wait a minute, Beyonce, Queen Latifah. I mean,
Yes.
did you see those dresses?
people were gorgeous.
Woo!
They were
How do you
beautiful.
pronounce her name?
Lapita.
I mean, we just.
And-
Oh, he was
and-
pretty.
And that.
Oh,
that-
and the mother. Remember the one that I said played in the movie with him?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
now listen. You know Will lost himself in his moment because when he was doing the speech, she was sitting there like, what you finna say? like, hold it together, bro. Like, did you see
But
her
did you
face?
did you see the looks on Venus and Serena's face?
Yes.
They kept cutting back to them, and they had that same panicked
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. They
Yeah.
took a situation and made everybody feel horrible.
Well, and you know, I really
Because he
hope,
was representing their father.
exactly, and I really hope that there's not going to be a negative connotation for this film
Yeah,
because that has nothing to do with
Yeah.
what happened last night.
Yeah.
Again, it was a situation, and it was a one-off kind of situation
Yes,
where
it was.
this comedian actually
So
spoke
I'm
against his wife.
I'm
and he
curious to
decided
see.
take
I'm
action.
curious to see what happens, though. I'm curious to see what happens because so many people have been canceled for less.
Now, do you think they're going to take his Oscar back?
Ooh.
No, I don't think they'll take his Oscar back.
They have been known to do that.
But I do, and he said, I hope Oscar invites me back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens there.
I don't think that Will Smith will ever in his black life be canceled because he has done too much for our culture and he has never been violent with anyone before. I think people see this as a moment where he stepped out of character. He may have handled it the wrong way.
So we're going to pick and choose who we cancel and who, because we like them better.
So who
Or
else
they
do you feel like?
I just feel like this is why we gotta mind our P's and Q's. This is why we gotta try to do better and be better.
Yeah.
It is not easy, okay? Yes, like you said, they have been the butt of several jokes and conversations.
Yeah.
But when you put yourself out there on Front Street, okay, people are driving down that same street.
If y'all gonna get in any more entanglements, what we're trying to say is make sure your sneaking link is not talking. Because we wouldn't know about this unless Mr. Alcina didn't say nothing.
then-
Let's go here. Monique is another comedian
Yeah.
and a black actress.
Yeah.
She openly says that her and her husband have an open marriage.
Yeah.
You don't hear these kind of jokes about
You
them.
don't.
No.
You don't.
Why is
Because
that?
you don't hear their business. Because
There you go.
you gotta be careful, and that's
Okay.
and that is
Too many
whether-
deets.
They too many deets.
Okay, too many deets, y'all.
We don't need to know all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Your business is your business.
Yeah.
So then it comes back to us as the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
how much of their lives do we really need to know, or do we want to know? Are we asking for the details of their lives?
But listen, I don't necessarily know if we're asking for it, but we're getting fed anyway.
Yeah, this freaking social media.
Because, you know, Denzel and his wife have been married 158 years. You don't know Jack nor Jill.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson and his wife have been married 8,000 years. You don't
true.
know none of their stuff.
And they are married to black women.
And they're married to black women, and I'm sure they've had some ups and downs and ins and outs, because marriage, you have ups and downs and ins. It's hard. You better work.
Yeah.
You better put in that time, because if you don't, guess what? You're going to be fired or you're going to quit. Either or.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so say for instance, if this was LL Cool J, we know his wife has survived now cancer.
Yeah.
Would the reaction have been the same? Again, it goes back to the person's involved.
But I think with LL Cool J, he is another household name. He is another person that has been a brunt of jokes. He's another fair-skinned brother. I think people would have responded to him like they're responding to Will, because if you look at their careers, rap-wise, TV-wise, they're kind of similar.
Where they did consider LL the
good boy.
Yeah.
Non-thug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think people would be like, "Oh my God, is he okay?" Because this ain't him.
But I think, and I might be off here.
Okay.
But LL Cool J's wife, has she been in a bunch of controversy?
I don't think so.
No, other than her being sick. But she has her own businesses, and she does have a life outside of him. But she has not really in the public eye like that.
She has not been in controversy. She's not in the public eye. Where Jada puts herself out there. Okay. Now that whole entanglement thing, baby, that's your marriage. Okay. I'm okay. But here's the thing right here. Jada has been in so much stuff. Okay.
Going back to even Tupac and
the
homie.
So people, when you say that, you know, they always got their mouth on it, but you always doing something. If you're not always doing something, people not talking about you. Okay, Queen Latifah. Love her. And let me tell you something.
That pretty hair.
If you haven't heard Dana Owens sing, you missing it.
Yeah,
you missing it. She is.
Jazz album.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes,
Yeah.
and her with Frank Sinatra. You know, just the whole vibe.
Yes.
Right.
But she was there with her wife. Don't nobody mess with her. Don't nobody mess with her.
But no,
They've
Queen
had conversations.
Latifah
Yeah, they've had
will always be Cleo. See, there is a persona.
Okay,
Mom, there's a persona.
No. What I'm saying is these are superstars. Okay? I'm talking about their personal lives.
Right.
Okay? People can have a conversation about people when they be messy, when they be doing stuff. That's why people are talking about it.
So let's go here. Here. We are all in the public eye now. Okay? You know, I love my air quotes.
Shout out to Lipstick Entertainment. How y'all doing?
Bamboo.
Hey, sisters.
Okay. Hey, sisters. Love y'all. Okay, but at the same time, you know, who's to say that our lives won't be scrutinized? But then also, are we putting our lives on social media like that?
Can I
No,
answer?
we're not.
Can I answer?
Can I go first? Let me go first. Let me go first.
Go.
Let me go first.
Go.
Let me tell you something. Because I am, first of all, a 57-year-old black woman,
Go, boo.
okay, that wears an afro and my Lipstick Entertainment jacket, baby, I mind my P's and Q's.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I know somebody watching me. I don't know who knows lipstick.
Yeah.
We do things in the
Thanks.
community all the time.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
The other day, I was in some store and the cashier was off. I had on my jacket. I said, "Oh, thank you, baby." She was off. But I had that jacket on. And I know people look at me. Baby, I got a whole reputation. There be people knowing me that I don't even know.
I don't even know it. Okay, it's my turn since she had to talk.
Yes,
But because we are Lipstick Entertainment,
Right.
and we do what we do stuff in the community, our podcast, everything, people are nosy, and they do look for things.
Sure.
I told somebody this today. people will find out who I'm dealing with, who I've been with, where I'm at, where I'm going, I mean, and it don't even be me. People are looking and booking at your every move when they find you interesting.
Sure.
So you do have to be on your
So I
P's and
keep
Q's.
myself above reproach because I know somebody's watching me.
So, and I look at it this way, and I learned this again in adult life in different various industries that I've been in. But I'll go back even to my MC community. I ride motorcycles. This is one of my passions.
Listen.
I want to be a biker chick.
Listen, I had no idea we had a biker chick.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because when you look at me, you don't say
Right.
biker chick.
Right.
Because I work a corporate job, so to speak. I don't carry myself in the manner that every other word out my mouth is a cuss word.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
Typical.
represent typical biker chick.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, at the same time, I still understand and I respect those rules.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to have on anything with my bike attire on, you can best believe I'm watching what I'm doing because of the fact that I'm representing an organization.
Yeah.
I'll even go this route. If you're with someone, me being a model, I have literally been out with my family and have had people come up to me and say, I think I saw you in the show, or I did see you in the show, or I follow your one page and the picture is beautiful, and there's a point where you have to truly separate your life from the public life.
Yeah.
There is that point.
Got
But
it.
I am still also very cognizant of what I do. I'm not going out my house with a head full of rollers. I'm not going out in my pajamas.
Right.
For
Right.
one, because my pajamas are just not public official. I'm just saying,
Facts.
But, I'm also, again, like AWB said, if I have on any of my lipstick attire, I'm also still very cognizant of that. I had a lady come up to me, and she's one of our sister's moms, and I'm, hi, Miss Stephanie. Hey, Sharia. But, I had someone come up to me in church. And when I'm in church, baby, I'm in worship mode. I'm all about the Lord.
Yeah.
But I was impressed and flattered and appreciative, that someone even recognized me from again the lipstick podcast.
Right.
Speaking of podcasts and speaking of lipstick, I want to give some shout outs. A-Game, Sherelle, Sarita, Aisha, Tam, Bam. Who else am I missing?
We love y'all.
Did I say everybody?
Did you say Adrian?
Yeah,
Adrian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
us. Hey, lipstick.
Hey, y'all.
That's the crew. That's the
Lipstick
crew.
girls, baby.
Them lipstick girls.
And
Okay.
we're looking for more.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Join the crew because we are dope.
Because we do stuff.
Yeah, and we get back and we be cute at the same
And we
time.
be in the community.
At the
We
same
really are.
time. At the
Yeah.
same
We
time.
promise.
Yeah, this was fun. This was a good show. I hope you come.
You
The
know,
fans are on.
Listen, I'm
The
okay.
hair is blowing.
Listen, I'm okay.
Okay.
I'm
Okay. Well, we want you to join us every single Monday as we talk about things that just really concern us as a culture, as we learn together. Man, we be doing some research for y'all.
Yes,
And this was even a teachable moment, right? I think everybody at this
Absolutely.
table learned a different perspective, and that's what it's all about. Make sure you are liking, sharing, and following us on all social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, New Beat Radio. We'll see you next Monday.
Sponsored by Gems.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.